Hey folks, it's Tom and Frugal Prepper. So I got me some pepper plants. I forget what kind these are. They're a kind I liked before. So, oh Happy Gardener brought me these because my peppers did not germinate this year for crap. I did have a couple of them that just germinated, but they're little chili peppers. I might put them out later once they get a little bigger and they're ready to be transplanted. But I traded them some Dallas Wilson Cubans, tomatoes. So I have 4 of those left, but I don't need to plant any more of those. And I have this one gooseberry, which is going to go in my upside down front hanging planter. He brought me some nice planters too. I like these better than those Dixie cups. They work better, so that's great. Awesome. But we'll go back here to the garden and I'll show you what I've been up to. I'll show you here. There's Miss Robin on top of my electric fence box. Yeah, well, there she goes. So here's my spaghetti squash. I'm gonna have I have a butternut, and then I'm gonna have a table queen down at the end of this row. But this will be all spaghetti squash. I need to get out here and do a little bit of weeding out. I don't know if you can see it. There's just a few little weeds terminating there from some seeds that I've tilled up. You get out here and run the 2-way hoe through there. And these are 3 celebrity tomatoes. I have 5 or 6 more downstairs that I'm going to plant, but they just need to get a little bigger before I can bring them up, because at first these didn't germinate. I went ahead and 2 weeks later planted another batch that did germinate. These 3 germinated out of that original one, but the other 5 germinated out of the second batch. So another week or 2, those will be ready to move out here. My onions going to flower. So, and then over here I have tomatoes. I have 2 Dallas Wilson Cubans, 3 brandy wines, no, 4 brandy wines, a Dallas Wilson Cuban, a gooseberry, and another brandy wine. Or no, yeah, another Dallas Wilson Cuban, a gooseberry, and a brandy wine. And then here's my cucumbers. These right here are county fair cucumbers I'm trying this year. They are supposed to be blight resistant. The cucumber bacterial wilt doesn't get those. And these are national picklers. These are my beans that are starting to grow. They've sprouted, a lot of them. Other ones are still going to sprout later on, hopefully. And beans usually they sprout in 3 or 4 days, so any of them that don't sprout, I'll just replant. The Great Northerns, or the blue lakes haven't sprouted yet, but all these Kentucky Wonders over here have just about sprouted. And I got my strings up. Tie a mooring hitch knot at the top, tie another knot at the bottom. I ran out of my wire pulling string. I had to go get another bucket last night, and this bucket's orange. It's Klein. This old stuff was ideal. I've used this for like 12 years to get through the bucket, and now I'm on this one. And yeah, so that's all. It's all looking good. I'm going to continue working and planting, and I'm going to get my watering system set up in the spaghetti squash bed, and we'll be set. And then down here at the bottom, I just tie the strings. This is mechanics wire from Harbor Freight. It's really cheap. It's like $1. And then I just drive a piece of wood in the ground and put a nail in it and wrap it around every so often to hold the bottom of the strings down, so they have something to tie to. That way, if you hit the string with the hose or you hit it, it doesn't rip the plant out, right? It's to the wire. So that's how I do it. But some people, I was talking to the How Happy Gardener last night, and he takes it and wraps them around the string around the root ball and plants the plant. I don't like doing that because if I accidentally hit the string, it'll rip the plant up out of the ground. But yeah, my shed needs some trimming and some loving on the plants outside, and it's a mess in here. And I've been working. You can see, been cutting wood and string, and there's some plant chocolate right there. And my old pretzels thing I get from work, they buy these pretzels and they leave me the plastic things. So I put my plant chocolate in there. I have a couple extra bags of plant chocolate too. And then I have my shovel and drill out, and I was doing a interview with Dr. Rich Gotti, and I have my microphone and my laptop set up here the other night. But yeah, I'm just I gotta get out here and get this all cleaned up again and get it swept. There's my burlap. I need to go through all my burlap and see what's good, because I have another whole roll of new burlap here that I can use. So I really throw those pieces away as they get old. That one piece is really old this year, so I probably should have threw it away. I have more pieces up there on the shelf, but I just keep them and use them as long as I can, and then throw them away when they get old. But yeah, that's what I do. There's diatomaceous earth over there on the chair. That's the primary bug killer I use. I do use Bacillus thuringiensis when needed for worms and caterpillars. I don't have a problem with that. And I'll use a little diatomaceous earth. But that's really about the only insecticides I use. I have some copper, or have some sulfur too. Those, I can dip potatoes in them when I chit them, and there's something else they help. I forget, but I've never had to use it really, so I just have a bag of it. But yeah, all right. Oh, there's my electric fence wire right there. That's the electric fence wire. I lost the one spool, and so I had to go and buy another spool, and then I found the old spool. That's why it's important to keep your stuff organized, so you can find it when you need it. Like, these are the old pieces. This is like a t-shirt material, and I just cut pieces of it out, and I tie back my tomatoes, and then I untie them and save them. But then I have a whole roll of it right up there on the shelf, so I can make new ones. And those are the perfect thing to tie tomatoes to a steak with, because it doesn't cut into it, it doesn't hurt it, it stretches a little. Those were perfect. I used to rip up old t-shirts, but I found that stuff, and that works good. All right, I'm gonna get off of here and get to work. It's Friday. Monday's a holiday, so I'm off on Monday. It'll be a 3-day weekend. So hopefully I'll get to go to Kings Island this weekend and get to go and have some fun. But I just like to come out here and check it in the mornings. I water it at night. And last night I was out here tying up all those strings. And that my back is just, it's not hurting, but I can tell I used it a lot yesterday, because you have to kneel down, tie the knot, come up, loop it over, tie a mooring hitch knot, do the next one, do the next one. It's a lot of bending over for this old guy. Although I used to not be able to bend over at all, really, so I had to sit down and tie them all at the bottom, and then like bring them up to the top and stand up and tie them all, and it took forever. It went pretty quick last night. I'm definitely doing better. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, your Frugal Prepper.